Welcome back to American Nightmares, the channel where we drag the darkest corners of horror into the light and refuse to let them hide. I'm your host, and tonight we step onto a path every American knows from childhood, the yellow brick road. The one that once led to wonder, friendship, and home. But in Maude Royer's 2026 release, The Bloody Brick Road, that path is soaked red. This is no gentle retelling. This is a French-Canadian horror writer's unhinged, blood-drenched reimagining of The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, published by Gallery Books under Simon & Schuster's Forbidden Tales imprint and released January 6, 2026. It twists L. Frank Baum's classic into a dystopian revenge nightmare filled with gore, betrayal, and revenge. Publishers Weekly called the plot inventive as it is grotesque, a page-turner strong enough to stand alone while packed with Easter eggs for Oz fans. If you love extreme horror like Tender as the Flesh or Maeve Fly, this one is already being talked about as a must-read for 2026. Full spoiler warning right now. If you want to experience this book blind, stop the video, because we are walking every step of this crimson road together. No holding back. 19-year-old Dorothy Norrois is our guide into the darkness. Let's begin. Dorothy Norrois is 19 and living on a failing farm in a gray, dust-choked corner of what used to be Kansas. The land is dying. Her aunt and uncle are hollowed-out versions of themselves, worn down by endless debt and bad seasons. Dorothy's only refuge has always been dreams of color and escape, of a place over the rainbow where things make sense. Then reality crashes in harder than any storm. She discovers she is pregnant. The father was a drifter who spoke sweet promises and then disappeared. In any other story, this would be the moment of despair. But for Dorothy, just for a heartbeat, the news feels like hope. A child, a reason to keep going, a future that might finally shine golden instead of gray. That hope does not last. One night, the sky tears open. A cyclone roars across the plains, black and furious, ripping apart everything in its path. Dorothy races for the cellar, but the wind seizes her. It lifts her, spins her, slams her down. When consciousness returns, she is no longer in Kansas. The ground beneath her is yellow brick, cracked and uneven. Something dark and sticky coats the surface, glistening in faint, unnatural light. The air carries the sharp metallic scent of blood mixed with rot. Crimson poppies stretch across fields as far as she can see, petals heavy and dripping. A figure waits on the road ahead. She calls herself the Good Witch, but her appearance is wrong. Porcelain skin cracked like old paint, eyes black and empty. She speaks in a voice that is too sweet, too calm. She tells Dorothy the only way back home is to follow the bloody brick road to the Emerald City, where the wizard will grant her wish. But the journey will not be easy. Dorothy will need companions. The first appears almost immediately. The Scarecrow. He is not a cheerful straw man dancing in the wind. He is tall and gaunt, body roughly stitched from pale human skin. Straws protrude from seams that weep fluid. He does not ask for a brain in the innocent way of the original tale. He hungers for thoughts, for memories, for pieces of mind he can claim and wear. His voice is a dry rustle. He promises to guide Dorothy if she shares just a little of her intellect along the way. She feels his gaze linger on her skull, measuring. Next comes the Tin Man. His body is rusted metal, joints grinding with every step. Dried blood cakes the seams. His axe is not for chopping trees. It is wide and sharp, designed for something far more intimate. He claims a curse stole his heart long ago. Now he collects them to fill the hollow space in his chest. Dorothy hears the faint, irregular beating inside him when he stands close. She wonders how many it took to make that sound. The last is the Lion. He is enormous, fur matted and dark with old gore. His eyes burn amber in the dim light. He does not cower or seek courage. He is patient, predatory, waiting for the right moment to strike. He follows because the road promises food, and Dorothy carries the scent of life inside her. The four of them begin to walk. The bricks pulse faintly beneath their feet, warm like living veins. Every few miles they pass signs of others who tried this journey before. Bones arranged in mocking patterns, empty shoes pooled with blood, a small stuffed dog ripped open, stuffing scattered like snow. Dorothy keeps one hand on her belly. The baby moves, a small reminder that something inside her is still innocent, still worth protecting. In this place that feels like nothing is sacred, that kick is the only thing that matters. But the road has rules that reveal themselves slowly. Step off the bricks, and the poppies reach up with thorned vines to drag you under. Their roots coil like fingers. They pull until there is nothing left to pull. Speak the words of the old songs, the ones everyone knows from childhood, and the sky grows darker. Something up there listens. The companions smile when they think she is not looking. Their smiles are wrong. Dorothy learns quickly never to trust those smiles. The road leads them into the forest of forgotten names. Trees tower overhead with bark that looks too much like stretched skin. Names are carved deep into the trunks. Dorothy reads them aloud without thinking. As each name leaves her lips, it begins to fade from the wood. She sees her own name appear, letters sharp at first, then blurring at the edges. Panic rises in her throat. The Scarecrow laughs, straw shifting over bone. He tells her names hold power here. Lose yours, and you become nothing. Just another piece of meat walking toward the end. Munchkins appear along the path. They are small, eyeless, mouths sewn shut. They communicate in low grunts and gestures. They offer gifts, severed fingers, teeth still rooted in jawbone, glass eyes that roll in their palms. Dorothy refuses every one. The Tin Man does not. He accepts a still beating heart from one of them and presses it into the cavity in his chest. The sound grows louder, more insistent. He sighs in something like contentment. The lion slips away at night. Dorothy hears distant screams that cut off abruptly. He returns before dawn, muzzle wet, eyes calmer. He says nothing he does not need to. The road demands payment, and he collects it. Dorothy's pregnancy does not follow normal time. Days stretch and fold. Her belly swells faster than it should. The baby moves with purpose now, strong kicks that feel almost deliberate. In her dreams, it speaks. It promises strength. It whispers of revenge against the man who left her, against the world that failed her, against everything that ever hurt. Dorothy wakes, sweating, uncertain whether the voice is hers or the child's. The companions notice the change. The Scarecrow licks his stitched lips and talks about fresh brains still forming. The Tin Man rests his metal hand on her abdomen and listens to the dual heartbeats. 2 hearts. He could use one. The lion simply stares, tongue sliding across sharp teeth. They reach the field of deadly poppies. The flowers rise higher than Dorothy's head. Vines lash out when anyone comes too close. Thorns pierce skin and inject venom that forces visions of the worst fears buried deep. Dorothy collapses under the weight of what she sees. Dead relatives blaming her, the drifter laughing as he walks away, herself alone in labor, the baby lifeless in her arms. She blacks out. When she wakes, the companions have dragged her through the field. They need her alive. She is the key to reaching the wizard. Without her, the road ends for all of them. The haunted forest waits beyond. Trees bear faces frozen in silent screams. Branches reach like desperate arms. And there, in the shadows, stands the wicked witch of the West. She is not the cackling villain of memory. She is burned and broken, green skin peeling in sheets. She warns Dorothy that the wizard is no savior. He is a parasite who survives by consuming dreams, hope,
and the unborn. Dorothy pushes past her. She has to reach the Emerald City. She has to protect what grows inside her. The witch begins to melt, not from water, but from tears of her own making, acidic and final. She collapses into green sludge, voice fading. "Run," she says, "before he takes everything." The companions grow restless. The Scarecrow adds extra eyes to his head, stitching them in place so he can see in every direction. The Tin Man sharpens his axe on bones they find along the path. The lion stops pretending to be anything but a hunter. Dorothy feels herself hardening too. When attackers come, twisted flying monkeys with human faces screaming nursery rhymes, she fights back without hesitation. She discovers she likes the violence. It feels like justice.
The Emerald City rises ahead, but it is no shining jewel. Spires crack and lean. Streets run with viscous green fluid that smells of copper. Citizens shuffle past in featureless masks, faces hidden because there is nothing worth showing anymore. The palace towers above everything else. Guards stand at the gates, half tin men, half rotting flesh. They let the group pass without a word. Inside, the throne room is vast and empty except for smoke in a projected giant head. The wizard's voice booms through the chamber. "I am Oz, the great and terrible." Dorothy has changed too much to be impressed. She steps forward and demands he show himself. The smoke clears. The wizard is an old man fused to a grotesque machine. Tubes run into his arms and chest. Wires connect to jars of preserved organs. Brains fuel his thoughts. Hearts keep his blood moving. He has stolen courage from lions, emotion from men, intellect from scarecrows. He needs one final piece to renew himself. A child, unborn, pure. The companions turn on her in the same instant. The Scarecrow lunges first, straw-stuffed hands clawing for her belly. "Give it to me!" he shrieks. "A perfect brain, still growing!" The Tin Man raises his axe. "Two hearts," he says. "I will take both." The lion roars and leaps. Betrayal is immediate and total. Dorothy fights with everything she has left. She catches the Tin Man's axe mid-swing and turns it against him. Metal screeches as she hacks through rusted limbs. Oil sprays across the floor, mixing with thick blood. The Scarecrow comes next. She tears at his stitches. Straw pours out along with gray matter. He collapses, still muttering stolen secrets as his body unravels. The lion is the hardest, massive weight and speed. She dodges claws that tear stone. She severs tendons with the axe. He falls, choking on rage in his own blood. The wizard pleads. He offers to send her home. Just give him the child. Dorothy looks down at her swollen belly. The kicks are violent now, demanding. She understands the truth. The road has corrupted what she carries. The baby is no longer only hers. It belongs to this place. She turns the axe on the wizard. She severs tubes. Hearts spill from jars and burst on the floor. Blood fountains upward. The machine shudders and dies. The city begins to collapse around them. But the road is not finished with her yet. Dorothy stands in the ruins. Bodies of the companions rot where they fell. The wizard's severed head stares up at her, eyes still open. She turns and walks back the way she came. The bricks reverse beneath her feet. Red fades slowly to yellow, but the stain never fully lifts. Poppies wither and blacken, munchkins scatter into the shadows. She reaches the place where the cyclone dropped her. She steps through the tear in reality. Kansas greets her. The farm is ash and ruin. Her aunt and uncle are gone, perhaps never more than illusions. Her belly is flat, empty. No movement, no life. The baby was the price. The road claimed it to birth something darker, something that will wait for the next dreamer foolish enough to follow.
In the distance, another storm gathers. Yellow bricks glint in the blowing dust. Dorothy touches her empty abdomen. She smiles. The expression is cold, certain. She has become the monster now, the one who waits, the one who warns too late. She whispers to the wind, "There's no place like home." And that is The Bloody Brick Road, a brutal, inventive horror that takes everything familiar from childhood and drowns it in blood and revenge. A warning that some journeys do not lead to freedom, they lead to becoming the nightmare. If you have read the book or plan to pick it up, tell me in the comments, what hit you hardest? Which Easter egg surprised you the most? Like this video if it left you unsettled. Subscribe to American Nightmares for more deep dives into the stories that haunt us. And turn on notifications so you never miss the next one. Until then, watch where you step. Some roads are never truly yellow. This is American Nightmares. Sweet dreams.